join. I want them to take their time. I'm gonna share the stream to my friends so that way they know. I always want people to know that I'm live, because if they don't know that I'm live, then I get a little bit upset. Crying is just taking it a little bit overboard, but hey, what can you do, right? Come on, a 22-year-old man crying. Alright, just sending it to a few people. I'm not gonna send it to Frank. Come on, Frank can catch up later. Hi, Matt. Thanks for joining. I know he's watching, because I think he just texted me, but I gave him the link anyway. Make sure we're live, everyone. I'm sorry, I just want to play it back on my phone, and then we'll get started. What the? I thought we were live. Oh boy. What happened? It's not going on. I don't know what is going on with this thing. I just really don't. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry if I'm not... Okay, let's see. As I said, I'm really sorry, everyone. You know what it is? It's what happens when you have two things on at once. It causes a chain of effect. Let me go on my LTE and then we'll play it on there. Okay, LTE's trying to pick it up. What the? Alright, I'll display the, Oh, there we go. Now it's working. LTE's trying to pick it up. If you guys are hearing it in the background, that's good. Alright, so I figured I'll talk since it says I'm live, and as I said, I gotta get new equipment, everyone. If I don't, then I'm screwed, but this is the best we can work with. Alright, so today in the live stream, we're gonna talk about the cold spell New York City was into. I figured I might as well do monthly reviews of the weather. It would make sense since it would help. And I figured I'll go into January quickly, and then when we go into February, I'll do a video on that, since I like to review the weather. It helps, because I'm really into the weather. It's just something I've always been fascinated by. Alright, so I figured first we'll do weather, then I'll show you the current temperature, I'll show you the long-term forecast that's favoring temperatures actually being in the low 50s later this week. We also have to talk about a situation on the Long Island Railroad today. Apparently I was told by Matt Camper earlier that a person was struck on the train tracks in Mineola today, and I've heard about other incidents in the past, but Mineola is a big hub, and that's going to screw up service. And then quickly, we're going to go into how I thought about the NFL playoffs this weekend, considering that we're not in full screen, but hey, that's alright. Okay, now we're back on green. As long as it's showing green on OBS, I can do this. Alright, so here we go. Computer can cooperate. So, this is from Weather Underground, and this is the reading from LaGuardia Airport. Alright? So let's go to the warmest day of the month. Which, for that, we gotta go all the way back to Tuesday, December 5th. Alright, so let's highlight this. Ooh, minor technical difficulty. Ooh, not what I had in mind. So there we go. And I figured I'll zoom it in, so that way all of you can see it, because I've gotten complaints in other videos where, when you use OBS, it doesn't show properly on the screen. Well, now I'm fixing it. So don't complain. Alright? There. That's better. And see, now when I play it back in OBS, it looks huge. Alright, so this is December 5th. Our high was 60, and our low was 50. And this started back late in November, where our temperatures averaged in the mid to upper 40s. And for November, that's average around Thanksgiving. So this is our warmest day of December. But then we noticed the temperature started to take a little bit of a nosedive. So one day where it was 43, alright, that's normal. But then, here is a little bit of a cold spell we got into. This goes to the 13th, which was a Wednesday. And Thursday was the 14th. And Friday was the 15th. We had wind chills that were in the teens to 20s. We go to the 15th. Alright, here's 30 degrees. That was a Friday. No big deal, right? Now we go to Saturday. And if I'm correct, I don't remember what I... Oh, right. I'm pretty sure I didn't do anything that weekend, but that doesn't matter. Right, I remember. My dad was sick. I couldn't see Star Wars, and I saw it Monday. Yeah, so this is the crazy thing about our weather from last month, was that I remembered wearing a light coat when I saw Star Wars on the 18th. Right? The 18th was a Monday, so I remember that. 48, went to 34 that night, and I noticed I had my cold. But then when I was sick that week, look at these temperatures. So, when you look back on December, the 19th and the 60th, my bad, not the 60th, the 5th and the 19th, sorry everyone, because, you know, I'm just crazed up about this weather. 19th and the 5th, those are the warmest days in this timetable, right? So here's where our weather starts to go for the worst. Christmas Day, our high was 39. But the wind chill, when you consider it, actually was in the 20s all day. So that made pretty much everything cold. And then this is where it got worse. We're going to go to December 28th, which was a Thursday. Our high was 19 degrees. But when you count in the wind chill, it was in the teens, right? Low teens to single digits, right? So this is where our weather really turned for the worse. If you want to talk about the current cold spell we are on right now, this is where it got worse. So remember that. December 26th, that was the worst. And then New Year's Eve for the ball drop, the wind chill, I looked it up very carefully for Central Park that night. It was from the National Weather Service website. The wind chill was -3. Because the wind, if we can get the wind up here for a sec, I'm pretty sure you can check the wind. Because I know the wind was here. So, wind was 29 miles an hour. Now on Christmas, the wind, this is our wind right here, 37 miles an hour, and it was gusting. Gusting, alright? To 55 miles an hour, and I noticed it. That was the highest wind gust we can get to. And I remembered how bad it was. And then when it rained on December 23rd, our high was 53. And I remember it rained on the 23rd. There you have December in review, pretty much. It's nothing that big. Let's see if we have the precipitation. So precipitation right here was 0.54. So if you want to look at the most rainy day in December, it was 2 days before Christmas. Oh, my bad, December 5th. Right, it rained. That was our warm day. So now we're going to take a look at... I'm sorry if I didn't put it in full screen, everyone, but I'll do it now. That way it'll be easier. So let's go to our current date of January 4th. Oh, my bad. I put January 4th by accident. You know what? Now I'm actually glad I did that, because today's the 8th. See, now I caught myself. Let me double check to see if we're still live, everyone. I don't want to talk into the microphone and act like an idiot while, you know, I'm not live, because this Wi-Fi booster is terrible. It acts up 1 minute, the next minute it just, ugh. Alright, good. LTE helps when I'm checking my streams. The only positive thing is I don't have to edit. Thanks a lot, Alex Trebek. Oh, by the way, you didn't hear, he posted a video on the Jeopardy thing. He's doing all right. Don't worry, he's a fighter. Okay, so here we go. Ooh, my bad. I put January 2017 here. Ooh. We're to 2018. Right, because 2017 was a pretty average month last year. Not that I do recall. But then we had snow, I think, so that's not important. 2017 is something we don't want to talk about, right? And for Matt Camper, I'll get to the Long Island Railroad in just a second if he's getting impatient, because, again, we all have short attention spans. And, you know, this is the way society is today. But I will admit, if Pine Power is watching, I'm glad he's taken away the status quo from the lamestream media, because I'm just sick and tired of not hearing our media talk about issues that really matter. And, you know, I care about the weather, just like he does. So, okay. Here we go. This is accurate, everyone. This is the right information. So, right now, if you want to consider the highest temperature of the day being now, because it's sunset right now in New York, that would be very fair to put into that group. Alright, so here we go. This is the day where our cold spell ends. And this is why I'm doing this stream today, so that way I don't have to worry about it later in the week. Because I know the weather's changing, and that's a good thing. And when I do the review for February, I will make sure that, you know, I have a properly edited video. But so here we go. High on New Year's Day was 19. Alright? Low was 8. Barely got to 30 past Wednesday, last week. But then, this weekend was just terrible if you want to talk about the weather. Overall, our weather. So this is the official LaGuardia reading. 15 was the high on Saturday. Our low was 8. But here's the thing, everyone. Because of the snowstorm we had on Thursday. Yes, it was Thursday. Look at these winds. These winds were just insane. And we've had high winds in the New York area since Thursday. And you notice the wind chill is different, okay? This is nothing. You want to talk about these ridiculous winds, you gotta go all the way back to Thursday of last week. And then this is our high today, 30, which I'd say 30 was correct, because in my dad's SUV, I just came in with work because he drove me home, and I noticed the temperature on the thermometer was 32, because sometimes the car engine will make the temperature seem higher than it is, but when you move, it goes accurate. This is supposed to be our forecasted low tonight. I don't know if that's correct, but I'll check and telecast in a sec. I don't think this humidity number... Oh, here it is. This is the right humidity. 92%. So you know that's a snowstorm right there. So to end the weather part of the video, let's just take a look at the long-term forecast. This was the reading from earlier. I don't know if this is correct, but temperatures dropped. We are in a current wintry mix. And I'll try to pull up the radar if I can. That's where I'll end it. I promise, Matt. After I pull up the radar, we will go to Long Island Railroad. I promise. So you have my word. Okay, so let's go to... It would be fair to end the forecast on Friday, so I end it very quickly. Alright, so tomorrow will be near 40. And thank goodness. That officially means we have ended this cold spell. And it's about time we did. Be a little bit of a setback on Wednesday. The high will be 36. But then here's the really, really much needed warm-up we need. And the rain that we might hopefully melt this snow that will become slush. And only negative thing will be flash flooding. But we need the snow to melt. We really do. It's just to keep warm thoughts. And I'm hoping that this trend of staying in the 40s the rest of the month continues, because this is what we need. Thursday, it will be sunny in the morning. Clouds will build up later in the day. The high will be near 48 degrees. Near 48, so that's 2 degrees. I'm hoping it's 48, but you never know. And then Thursday night into, I believe... This is going to be 2 days in a row of rains. This is nuts. Friday, rain likely, high 53. That's very important. Chance of rain 100% between Thursday night and Friday night. Saturday. Take a look at this, everyone. So Mother Nature is just playing with us. Look at next week. High 31. Monday, high 27. Tuesday night, chance of according to an inch. Next week. Mother Nature is screwing us again. Why can't I see a long-term forecast? I'm sorry for ranting and raving. Because I'm so sick of this cold weather. Why can't I see a normal forecast that shows a high between 36 and 42 for a daytime high? That's not too much to ask for. But I've also heard from other meteorologists claiming that by sometime after the 21st or 22nd this month, we'll finally see seasonable temperatures between the upper 30s to low 40s. So I'm hoping that's right. So let me pull up the radar, and then we'll go to Long Island Railroad. I promise, Matt, after the radar. You have my word. You have my word. I gotta admit, the Wi-Fi is cooperating today. I'm very relieved about that. Just to give you guys a clear idea of how New York is supposed to be in the winter. Normally, we're supposed to be in the 40s to upper 30s for a daytime high in New York. But lately, it's just crazy. Alright, so this is the radar right now, going near 5 o'clock Eastern. I think a still image is better than nothing, because we really don't have time to play this. Let's see if I can do it normal. Ah, here we go. So now it'll cooperate, everyone. Now it'll do its job. Okay. Just give it one more second, then it will load it, because that's how it works in this website. Alright, so the precipitation started before 3 o'clock, and right now it's just sleet between 2 and 3, and then now we're going to be experiencing rain. Long Island still experiencing sleet right now. And where Matt Camper is, he's still experiencing it by now, I'm assuming. But Queens, you can tell by the blue shade over here, it's trying to get into Fresh Meadows. Pretty much Manhattan's getting dumped with rain right now. A little bit of a sleet there, but hey, what can you do with the radar? Alright, so now we're finally done talking about the weather, and thank goodness, because I'm just sick and tired of talking about it, next to talking about Trump, but what can you do? Alright, so here's the current Long Island Railroad Twitter feed. Let's put it in full screen, everyone, that way we can see what's going on. Okay. Alright, everyone, here is a very important update if you're expecting anybody at Babylon right now. The 346 train from Penn due Babylon now, which is due right now actually, is being delayed at the Massapequa Park Station due to Nassau County police activity. Okay, so if you're expecting anybody to come home right now, keep that in mind. And now the recent tweet was the 346 train from Penn to Babylon is operating 17 minutes late after being delayed at Massapequa Park due to earlier police activity. And then today, a lot of canceled trains are being rerouted. If you want more information, I really suggest Long Island Railroad riders, please check the MTA's website, because a lot of trains are being rerouted due to this work. I know it's inconvenient, but the best thing I want you to do if your train gets canceled, if you're at Penn right now, and if you're watching this video, you're at Penn right now, here's the best thing you can do to make up some time. I know it might sound stupid, but here's what you should do. If you're at Penn right now, and if you're watching this video, go on to the 2 or 3 train. Alright? Take the 2 or the 3 from Penn, and then go to Atlantic Terminal. Alright? Barclays Center stop. There, the Long Island Railroad will take you wherever you need to go, because a lot of trains are being rerouted. It's a little bit crazy to even be talking about this, but yeah. And then this problem we had today, we had an unauthorized person struck by a train in Mineola. And I checked Newsday, and there's no information on this. I don't know why Newsday or News 12 is not talking about this, but this should be a story tonight. You'll probably see it on the local news, I'm hoping. If it doesn't, I'm sure I'm stupid. But and then look at this. A lot of problems thanks to this. So let's see. Wow. So this has been going on all afternoon. This has been pretty much the Long Island Railroad's. Alright, so this is when the breaking tweet happened. So before I talk NFL playoffs, I just want to read this. Right? So after 11 o'clock this morning, which, again, I'm so frustrated that our media refuses to talk about this. And I was at work when this happened. So basically, they were telling all customers to use Babylon, Hempstead, and Port Washington branches, which... Exactly. This is what I don't like about the MTA. They just make people... They just give idiotic answers. That's something I don't want to talk about because I'm just baffled. I really, really am. You see why I don't really like taking Long Island Railroad that much? Because at least with the subways, there's alternate ways to get around problems in Queens to get into Manhattan. I'm a little bit of an adventurer, you know? I mean, if I have to walk to a different branch to get into Manhattan, I'll do it. Trust me, I would. I'm a very flexible person, everyone. Alright, so, the update from earlier this afternoon was that the service was restored, and hopefully by now, I would assume that Long Island Railroad on the main line, the Ronkonkoma line, should be working. No problems. I'm sure the Nassau County or the New York State Medical Examiner came onto the scene and saw what happened. But again, I'm going to quickly Google Long Island Railroad Mineola and see what comes up. If nothing comes up, I want to quickly criticize Newsday. I want to quickly criticize News 12 because this was a local story that involved a human being struck by train. Struck by an MTA train. That's why I am sick and tired of our media not talking about these stories. You think I want to hear about Donald Trump and Robert Mueller and all this crap anymore? No! This is what I want to know! Let's see what comes up. This is why I'm a seeker of the truth. This is why I'm sick and tired of this. Oh, never mind then. Newsday has an article. I almost erupted for nothing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I erupted for no apparent reason. I googled it right before I live stream and I'm like, where's the story? Oh, I know why. I only googled LIRR and nothing came up. Just the tweets. Let's see what Newsday had to say, because this is why Matt Camper's watching, because he wanted me to talk about this. And it would be fair to him, and it would be very fair to the audience to read this before I even talk about NFL playoffs. Right? It would be fair. I'm a fair person. Let's see if I got any other text during the stream. I'll read some if I have to, but here we go. Oh man, so the person did die on the scene. Man, I hate to hear stories about this, but this is the news I want to hear. This is actually real news. Like, this is something I want to know about. I mean, honestly, if anybody just wants to comment below that they'd rather hear local news that's at least sad and better than hearing national news that just talks about Trump 24/7, comment below. Because honestly, the way the news cycle works today, considering with the Fire and Fury book that we're going to talk about on Wednesday on Spam, this is what I want to know about. Okay, service restored on the Oyster. Let me put it on full screen, because it would be fair to everybody watching. And if I play the video, it'll lag. because my computer CPU can't really handle it. But I'm hoping in the future I'll be able to do it once I get my new hardware with 8 gigs of RAM and a better Intel processor, because this Intel processor is from 2012 and it can barely handle Windows 10. Alright, so let's put it in full screen. That's better. Service was restored on the Oyster Bay, Huntington, Port Chef, and Ronkonkoma branches after a person was fatally struck and killed earlier this morning on the Ronkonkoma branch tracks near Mineola. Okay, this is stupid. Why didn't they add the words on the Ronkonkoma Long Island Railroad tracks near Mineola? That could have been appropriate. Wait, Henry Mejia's coming back? Well, I'm going to read that offline, but... Earlier, his service had been suspended after the person was hit by a freight train. So this is the important thing I have to highlight. Nassau County Police confirmed that the person had been killed. And we saw earlier on the railroad Twitter feed that a lot of Long Island Railroad trains are being rerouted because of the Amtrak project. And I warned everybody earlier last week that it's coming. Which, honestly, I can't really say how bad the Amtrak work's going to be. I mean, I'm sure people can make arrangements, but I don't want people crowding the subways. Alright? That's all I'm asking. And earlier we saw that equipment was being brought in by the Babylon branch earlier. Pretty much 5%, so this shouldn't really impact people, honestly. Really shouldn't. Alright, so that's how pretty much Newsday is covering it. We're not going to read the patch story, but... Alright, so I want to end the live stream on a good note, talking about the NFL playoffs. But all I gotta say is that I'm glad I found real news compared to fake news I hear from the lamestream media when it comes to Trump, which, again, I don't really want to talk about today, but... So, here's what happened with the Chief Titan game. I'll quickly summarize it. Let me zoom in. That's better. So, keeping in mind, everyone, this was John Gruden's last game as the color commentator for ESPN. So what happened was, Kansas City was down by 18 points. At halftime, the score was 21-3. And then Tennessee got a touchdown in the third quarter when Mariota did an amazing flip-back play to himself. And then Tennessee was just able to take control from there. Pro Bowl tight end Travis Kelce was carted off the field in the first half. Took a hard fell. He was out for the remainder of the game. Pretty much, if you notice the second half, the Chief offense was quiet. And then we're going to go to the fourth quarter. Let's check. Yeah, here it is. Hunt only carried the ball 5 times. And then look at this. This is what the Titans did in the second half of the game. 41 yards, 3 first downs, and 0 points. The defense for the Titans showed up, and that's good. You know, if you're a Titan fan, but I figured I'll pull up the spreads in a second, everyone. Because I want to see, because I saw the paper earlier today, and it said that the Falcons were actually favored to beat the Philadelphia Eagles on Saturday. So that's a little bit of a development that happened today. Actually, the spread started coming out yesterday, but and then when you look at the first half, Alex Smith finished the first quarter with 154 passing yards. And what happened was, what looked like earlier on in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs thought they intercepted Mineola. And then what happened was they ruled the ball dead. And that's how pretty much Tennessee won. Tennessee became the first road team to erase an 18-point deficit to win a postseason game since the 1972 playoffs. That loss was the Chiefs' 6th consecutive home playoff loss. So that's very, very sad to hear about, but not going to be easy playing New England next week. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, so a pretty mediocre game, the nightcap. This was the first NFL postseason contest held in LA since the end of the 1993 season. Pretty much this game was just field goal, field goal, field goal. Matt Ryan got a touchdown in the second quarter. Field goal, field goal, field goal. Touchdown. That's pretty much it. Nothing really happened. Rams tried coming back. That didn't work out. Defense showed up for the Falcons, which was very impressive. But nothing to take away, obviously. But I will say this. Philadelphia has a good defense. Will they make the game competitive on Sunday? That's going to be hard when I make my football picks. So we had a low-scoring game yesterday afternoon. Jacksonville only scored 10 points. Buffalo only got a field goal in the second quarter. This was the Bills' first playoff game since 1999. So, Third quarter, basically, what happened was there was a receiver who caught a touchdown who hadn't got a touchdown in nearly a year. Jacksonville went down the field in the third quarter for a 15-play, 86-yard touchdown drive. And then the sad reality was, later on in the game, Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback for the Bills, got injured. They brought the backup in. The backup played earlier on in the regular season, and he lost. Well, here's the crazy takeaway I will talk about here. McCoy ran for 75 yards, 87 yards for Blake Bortles. How in the world is Jacksonville going to beat the almighty powerful, which, again, I don't like the Steelers, the almighty powerful Pittsburgh Steelers led by Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, who possibly may come back, and then Le'Veon Bell. And then this was an exciting game. New Orleans pretty much led the way. At halftime, the Saints were winning 21-9 at half. Pretty much Carolina just kicked field goals. Third quarter. Here we go. Fourth quarter. Wanted to double check. Fourth quarter, Carolina tried coming back. They had the ball in the last possession of the game. Penalties cost them. Intentional grounding penalty pretty much helped the Saints win. There you have it. This is the schedule for next week. NBC will be doing the Atlanta-Philadelphia game. Nance and Romo will be calling the Titan-Patriot game on Sunday. Now, this is interesting. I'm going to love this. Ian Eagle and Dan Fouts are calling the Jaguar-Pittsburgh game. That's a very good move by CBS. I like Ian Eagle. And then you have Buck and Aikman doing the Fox game on Sunday. It's not that bad, obviously. This is the bracket right now, as we speak. Winners will move on to the NFC and AFC championship games in their respective conferences on January 21st. These two games on the 21st will determine the two teams that will play in Super Bowl 52 in Minnesota on February 4th at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Honestly, for a sexy matchup in the NFC, I'm hoping it's New Orleans, Atlanta. But realistically, I'll talk to you guys about it when I show you the spreads. Quickly, let's just Google any news on Antonio Brown and see if anything comes up. So this is what Google benefits to be doing. So this is how I will do it here. Alright, so pretty much every source on Google is saying that Antonio Brown did practice with the team today, and for the Steelers, that's a big benefit because they had a bye week, so it pretty much helped. Okay. Now we'll go to the spreads. Last I saw, Atlanta had a 2.5 advantage, considering Atlanta is the 6th seed and Philadelphia is the 1 seed. And Philadelphia is the home team on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. That's when NBC will do their coverage, but kickoff will be at 4:30. But again, the executives at CBS did the right move making Ian Eagle call the other game on Sunday. At least we get to hear Ian Eagle one more time, which I like Ian Eagle. Ian Eagle's a good broadcaster. Now, if the odds and lines were to load, there are very impatient people. Thank you. Just fast forwarding in the stream for a sec. I don't know what's going on, everyone. See? Just double checking my stream strength. Okay, there we go. Okay, so to end the stream, we're just going to quickly talk about NFL lines. And here's my biggest problem. I'm going to lower the desktop volume, everyone. Oh, good. Desktop volume won't matter because I lowered it. Good. So if a video starts playing, I can just pause it. I'll only hear it on my headphones. But okay, here we go. So check this out, everyone. The line for the Atlanta-Philadelphia game has been updated to -3. I really don't like Bookmaker EU. I'm gonna use Westgate. Wow. So let's zoom in, and we'll put it in full screen. All right. Wow. I gotta admit, I didn't see this coming. So here are your current spreads as of 5 o'clock Eastern on Monday. Let's use my mouse. Atlanta right now is favored by -3. Alright? Don't worry about New England. They'll murder Tennessee. I'd be very surprised if Tennessee beats New England. I'd be very surprised. Pittsburgh, we'll see how it goes. Only going to have to depend on how the running backs do. Can Fournette get back on track? Can Le'Veon Bell ruin the Jaguars defense? That's going to be something to keep an eye on. Minnesota right now, honestly, I'd only give them 3 points. I don't like the -4. I would subtract the spread to -3 just in case. I think this game will be close. This is in a dome. And if you're Drew Brees, you're thinking to yourself, wow, I could ruin the Vikings party plans for Minnesota for the whole week of Super Bowl preparedness and have a game, possibly host a game against the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC Championship game. There you have it. That's where I end my stream today. Thank you all for watching. And if you're watching offline, I thank you for that because, again, I'm just a lazy editor and I don't have time to worry about stupid one to share not cooperating. So, yep, that's where I end it. Thank you all for watching, everyone.